We are always talking about the investor perspective, but it is equally important, if not more, to understand the perspective of the promoters. Being ready for our investment would entail a few preparatory steps. First would be conducting a vendor diligence. The vendor diligence can be a good way to save time and also present business risk from the lens of the promoter, which can then be aligned with the investor's risk appetite. In addition, if promoters can come up with distinguishing factors, it helps attract the right investor set. Board seats should be offered to those investors who can contribute to the cause of the business, bring in the right skill sets, connections, and also fit in culturally. Operational control has a certain premium to it and should be appropriately safeguarded depending upon the capital size of the company and the business model. As for anti-dilution rights, it should not give an unfair advantage to the investors. At the same time, it should allow for future fundraisers to happen at appropriate valuations. Restrictive covenants such as non-compete and non-solicitation should have adequate carve-outs for investments by family in competition and other restricted businesses, for research and development purposes, and for non-controlled financial investments. Event of default consequences can include ouster of the promoter from the company and therefore should be carefully negotiated. In such situations, promoters should consider asking for accelerated vesting of ESOP and sweat equity provisions, fall away of any restrictions like non-compete and non-solicitation, and golden parachutes. Promoters should consider investors with the appropriate track records, especially the relationships that they have maintained with the founders in their previous investments, alongside the investment horizon and the amount of capital and the terms that the investors look for. On valuation and choice of instrument, early stage investments sometimes preclude appropriate valuations, and therefore a convertible instrument with an ability to fix a conversion rate as the business trudges along can become useful. In terms of investor base, promoters have two choices. One is to go with one or two anchor investors. The other option could be to go with a wider investor base, which restricts consolidation in the hands of one or two investors. A standard exit provision would involve first considering an IPO, failing which moving to a buyback or a third-party sale, or in some cases also linking to a put or call option. From a promoter perspective, any personal liability for exits, especially once sufficient capital has been raised, become very important to consider. Promoters should look at balancing the financial needs and the loss of control from the promoter's perspective, finding investors with the right cultural fit, maintaining the right investor base, and securing the path for future expansion of the business.